Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. Delighted, as always, to finally see you face to face, my good friend David Diamante. David, you've been doing a lot of shows over in the UK. I want to just jump straight to it because you announced your first heavyweight world championship fight last weekend, Joshua versus Pulev, on a personal level. How was that for you?
Andrew, first of all, great to see you. It's great to be back in the States. You know, love the UK, love traveling all around the world, but I love my home. So it's great to be back in the States. It was great, man. Doing the AJ fight was really exciting. You know, I was thinking about it after, because they asked me, you know, have I ever done a heavyweight world title fight? I'd done interim world titles, but never the real deal. To me, you know, like interim world titles, they count, but this is the real deal. So it was special, man. I mean, I got so much love and outpouring from the fans, and I really appreciate it. I tried to answer it as many people as I could and retweet a bunch of stuff. It was really great. But I think what made me feel so great was the people that recognized how important it was to me, and just, you know, the pride that I had in doing it. And it was a great moment. Really was a great moment, and it was a great fight. And hopefully we're now set up for the big UK World Heavyweight title clash.
Imagine if you could get to announce that one. Would that be a dream come true for you? AJ and Fury, just imagine that. You announcing them two big heavy hitters in.
I mean, listen, as an announcer, you always want to do whatever fights come down the pike. But it's more of as a fan, I would be really excited to see that fight. But yeah, of course, that would be great, you know. But I don't ever kind of look at it like that. To me, until I get the call, I'm not even worried about it. But as a fan, I really want to see that fight. So that's what I'm really clamoring for. Yeah, to announce it would be great, but I just want to be there. I want to see it. I just want that fight to happen for boxing.
Well, let's talk about why we're here in San Antonio. Huge fight. Eddie Hearn today at the press conference said this is the biggest fight of the year. Some might argue it was Wilder Fury 2 out in Vegas earlier in the year, in February. But for you, huge fight this weekend, this Saturday night, Canelo versus Callum Smith, man. Your thoughts on the fight?
Well, huge shout out to Matchroom Boxing and Canelo Promotions for making this fight happen. This is a great fight. I mean, obviously we know this is for the 168 pound supremacy. You know, who is the kingpin in this division, and as we went through it earlier, you know, Canelo, 11-time 4-division champion, his first title at light middleweight, then middleweight, light heavyweight, super middleweight. So it's
hard to keep up with.
It's hard to keep up with, but he's an amazing guy. He really is an amazing fighter. But Callum Smith, come on, man. The Scousing Charge, one of the 4 fighting Smith brothers. He's a hell of a fighter, too. This is not a gimme fight for Canelo. This is a real fight. Callum Smith is undefeated. He won the World Boxing Super Series. You know, I've gotten to announce him several times. You know, I did his fight in Germany against Nicky Holtzkin. I got to do his fight in Saudi against George Groves. So we know what Callum Smith brings. He's a hell of a fighter, long, rangy. He can do all kinds of stuff, and he also has pop. So it depends what Callum Smith shows up, though. We saw in his last fight against John Ryder, he didn't look that great. But sometimes guys really rise to the level of their opponent, and I think this is a dance partner that you get up for. I mean, he's fighting Canelo. There's no doubt he's going to be bringing his A game, and I think we're going to see the same from Canelo. I mean, both guys are 30 years old. They're both in their primes, and man, we've got a great fight ahead of us on Saturday. I can't wait to see it.
David, when I was watching AJ Pulev on the TV, when Sweet Caroline was on and there was 1,000 fans there in the arena, man, you were having a ball. You were loving it, man. Every single second you were loving it. There's going to be 12,000 fans here. I don't know if the Mexican fans like Sweet Caroline, but they're going to play it anyway. But, I mean, you had a ball. You must be happy the fans are back. At least it's 12,000. It's not the biggest number we can get in the Alamo Dome, but it's still 12,000 fans. We can't argue with that.
Well, I'll tell you this. That crowd from what I understand, it was the first UK boxing crowd back. And it might have only been 1,000 people, but they were loud and they were spirited, and it warmed my heart, and it was just amazing. And now we're going to have 12,000 at the Alamo Dome on Saturday. And, man, it's going to be great. I know they're going to be loud. They're going to be loud for sure. And I know that the real fight fans know that this is a real fight, so they're really going to be into it. So I just can't wait for it. It's going to be great.
Definitely, I totally agree. Just to go back to the fight itself then, I mean, for the winner, I don't know me and you are not privy to what the contracts say. We don't know if there's a rematch clause, but as a fight fan, would you like to see the winner fight somebody like Billy Joe Saunders, whether it be Cam Smith because it's an all British clash, could be at Anfield, which is massive, or the fight that we could have got in May was Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo. So as a fight fan, David, is that a fight you would hope to see the winner take next, is Billy Joe Saunders?
Well, I think he's one of the names out there. Again, I'm not a matchmaker, but there's no doubt. BJ Saunders just had a great win at Wembley. We did his fight a few weeks ago against Martin Murray. So he's there. Demetrius Andrade is here, Boo Boo, and he's looking for a good guy to fight. So there's a lot of names out there in the divisions. And with Canelo, you never know where he's going to go because he's very versatile and he can do anything, and he's really kind of the shot caller. But we'll see after this fight. Obviously, again, nothing's a foregone conclusion, but I think there are great fits in these divisions for both of these guys.
Definitely, I totally agree. I was gonna ask as well. This sort of like year for you as an announcer. We've done Zoom calls and stuff like that. It's not quite the same as what we're doing right now with the backdrop. I don't know if I can get. Yeah, I've got that beautiful tower behind you. Do you know what I mean? It's not quite the same. So, how has this year been for you? How have you managed to stay positive and keep a smile on your face?
Well, I try to always stay positive, and when I wasn't working at the beginning of the year, when we were all locked down, it was a great time for me to actually just take some time for myself and spend some time with my loved ones. And that was really important because I've been on the road for a number of years now, nonstop. And so that was actually good for me. And I've been, really eating right and working out a lot. So taking care of myself has been good. And then when I came back on the road and when I went back to the UK and started doing fights, I was back in the mix again working. So that's really exciting for me. What's been really hard is losing people over this year, and we've lost quite a lot of people, and that's been very difficult. And in fact, today I got some really terrible news. There's a guy named Frankie Martinez, and he's an old referee from New York City, and he worked in the amateur system. He worked in boxing for almost 40 years. If you came up in New York as a fighter, Frankie Martinez, and he was a mentor to me. He was a great friend to me, and he was one of those guys that, like, they don't come tougher than Frankie. I'm telling you, Frankie was a tough guy, but he was also so benevolent, such a sweet man, such a lovely guy, such a generous guy, and it was great to see to come up under a guy like that. And he taught tons of great referees, guys like Benji Estevez and Ricky Gonzalez and Steve Willis and Eddie Claudio and a lot of these people that came up in New York, and Robin Taylor and Sparkle Lee and. So it's really, really tough. So I'm very sad for the loss of Frankie Martinez, and I just want to give him a big shout out to his family and to the New York boxing, world. We're going to miss him.
Definitely, well said, David. I echo that sentiment as well. But finally, before I let you go, that's a juicy, tasty looking cigar you're smoking there. Yes. Before I let you go, what's your hopes for 2021? Personally, and suppose in the boxing realm as well.
Listen, onward and upward, man. It's forward motion. I think we're gonna get out of this pandemic and we're gonna head into the Roaring 20s. It's gonna be amazing. So a lot of fights, a lot of explosive fights, and just great times, man. So I'll see you guys out there on the road.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed you'll see me more on the road as well, David. As always, thanks for this Fifield TV. Let me see if I can get that backdrop behind you, man. That is some. Yep, that's a great picture there. There you go. I'll get that for you, man. That's a quality picture. But David, as always, thanks for doing Fifield TV. It's a pleasure to see you again, my friend. Enjoy that cigar, enjoy that coffee, enjoy San Antonio, enjoy the fight Saturday night, and it's good to see you again, my man.
You too, my brother.
Good
Take
stuff,
care.
David. Thank you so much.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.